everyone! Hello to our batchmates, SMC St. Mary's College of Tagum High School Batch 1997 and the Silver Jubilarians for the SMC Holy Cross of Tagum Alumni Association Grand Alumni Homecoming 2022. Our theme for this year is Tatak Marianista. And welcome to this conversation in celebration of Women's Month. This is a surprise. Surprise ba ni siya, tol? But this is a special three-part talk where we have invited some of our batchmates who are experts in their respective fields to talk about women's health kay Women's Month man karon. But of course, with me, joining me in this special three-part talk is none other than my batchmate and my friend, Ethel Ingrid Severino Villarta. Hi, Tol!
Hi, John! Hi, John! I'm happy to be here. And hello, mga fellow batchmates, classmates, no? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are now, no? Sa Philippines pa or outside the Philippines.
Right. Exciting niya to ang talk, Tol, di ba? Kay natay mga batchmates who are very eager to join us sa atong mga conversations because again, it's Women's Month and naay mga certain topics about women's health na dili kaayo nato maistoryahan or ginaistoryahan. So, what a great opportunity nga naatay batchmates na in the medical field and in the health and wellness industry, 'di ba, na mag-share sa atoa sa ilahang mga own learnings and experiences and maghatag sa atoa og mga tips and advices para kita women, no, ato mga batchmates, fellow Marian alumni and everyone else na maminaw or magtan-aw ani ato ang special three-part talk kay dili man ni vlog dili po ni siya podcast pero amo nang i-explore ni Etol. This is going to be a very important conversation and we hope na naamoy ma-learn ani. So happy Women's Month, Tol, and happy Women's Month sa atong mga batchmates.
Happy Women's Month, John. So in celebration of this month, no, we have this theme of empowered women, empower women. No? So, we, as mentioned by Janice, we invited 3 of our batchmates who are licensed, licensed professionals in these areas or in these fields, and to help us talk about the topic that is very holistic, no, very timely, very relevant yun sa ato atanan. It will help us, no, balik tanaw sa tong mga sarili, no, how to be healthy, no, having ourselves checked, crossing barriers, crossing our fears, kanang dili kayo na to ma-discuss, no, we don't have that space or courage both and we are in this reality of denials actually. So making sure that our health is our wealth.
Tama.
So this is very applicable regardless kung unsa atong civil status, be it single, married, separated, divorced, whatever, no. Regardless kung unsa pud ato ang role as a woman in the family, as a daughter, no, as a grandchild, or as a mother, no, and as wife and sister to our brothers and sisters also. So,
tama ka, Tol. Excited pud ko nga i-introduce niya to ang guest, no? Kay first guest kay registered nurse ni siya and nag-work ni siya sa dialysis center, no, for some time. So we are very fortunate because we have with us one of our very hardworking batchmates, no. I'm sure most of you know her and are familiar with her. So actually, before she moved to the US, she was working with Fresenius Kidney Center, no? And she was there for quite a while, but recently nag-move na siya sa California, where she is still in the medical industry.
Yes.
So we're very happy that she can join us today. Please welcome Janice Sarmiento. Hi, Jan!
Hello!
Hi!
Maayong gabi sa iyong tanan.
Oo. And of course, kauban gihapon na ako si Ethel Tol.
Yes, Jan.
All right.
Hello,
Okay.
Jan.
Yes. So, Tol and Jan, again, we're very happy that we have this opportunity to have this conversation. And Janice Sarmiento is with us. Jan, thank you again for accommodating us. We know that you are also busy and you are really tied up with work, but you're finding time to accommodate this talk, for the benefit of our batchmates and fellow Marian alumni. So I understand that you have worked at the kidney dialysis center. Correct?
Yes.
So this is very interesting, Jan, because me personally, I am not very familiar about kidney diseases. And I think that it's important that we open conversations about taking care of women's health is looking at the different aspects sa atong body, right? Like including our kidneys. So
exactly.
What can you share to us based sa imong experience? What are the common concerns related sa women's health and kidney siguro specifically na observe nimo that you have experience in your work, and I'm interested to know if are there more women or are there more men who suffer from kidney diseases, or unsa bay statistics ani?
Actually, based on my experience, as I've worked as a dialysis in a Fresenius Kidney Center, mostly it's just equal. It just depends on the lifestyle that you have. It's more based on the food that you eat, especially salty food, or too much salty food or sweet. It's just a combination. Now, it's just because of the food that we eat right now. There's a lot of additives and a lot of things that can ruin our body. And then, based on my experiences, mostly women who are on an end-stage renal disease would always say to me that, please take good care of yourself. Please avoid too much salty food or too much sweet. Usually, it's common for everyone to know that diabetes is number one killer. It's one of the number one killer in our country. And then usually, if you are diabetic, it usually goes with you also have a hypertension. Usually, most people who have hypertension will take it lightly, like, well, I don't feel anything at all, so why should I have to take care of myself, and why should I have to get an early maintenance of a blood pressure meds? But to be honest, if you take good care of yourself, if the doctor would tell you, hey, you have to take good care of yourself, starting from now, you have to take a maintenance. If they tell you that early on, you have to take it, because having a kidney disease or an end-stage renal disease, it's really costly, especially in our country. Tell you honestly, if you don't have a field health, it would cost you about 3,000 to 5,000 per session.
For the dialysis?
Yes, per day. Okay. So if you have a Medicare would only cover you for about 90 days. 90 sessions. So
90.
90. So if that cover ends up, well, you have to pay in cash. So a lot of our patients cannot thrive longer because it usually deals with if they can afford longer. So in as much as possible, as a woman, even me, I'm also guilty because of temptations of I like to eat those kind of foods and everything. But to be honest, yes, you need to take care of yourself as early on, because we're in our 40s. We cannot deny it. We were going there as we age. So as early on, we need to have an annual physical exam. Annual physical exam, blood workups, chest X-rays, in as much as possible, vaccination like pneumonia, flu. It can help a lot. If you really don't want to suffer your family, then from now on, you have to take care of yourself. Yes.
Tol?
Thank you for those reminders, John. Given
Yeah.
the situation, no, we are at this age already.
Yes.
We rarely go to annual checkups. No, can you tell us more? What are we missing? Why are we or more additional tips that how can we take care of ourselves? No?
Okay. Number one, let's just not be denial. If we feel something, pain in our body, we have to listen to our body also. We need to discern, oh, for example, I have some back aches. Maybe you would loosely think maybe it's just a backache, a simple backache, but we don't know that it's already a kidney disease. So in as much as possible, we need not to take it lightly if we feel something in our body. And at the same time, let's just not be in denial if the doctor would say, hey, you are diabetic or pre-diabetic, you have a hypertension. If the doctor would say you that, then take an action on it. I know it's so costly to have a maintenance meds like blood pressure meds and diabetic meds. But to be honest, it is more costly when you get to dialysis. If the doctor would say to you that, hey, you're going to dialysis, it's already too late. So you're dialysis for life unless you want to have a kidney organ transplant. Okay. If you can afford to have an kidney organ transplant, even if you have if you have a new kidney already, you still have to pay for maintenance for immune to go down your immune system. If you have a kidney organ transplant.
You raised some very good points. Actually, you mentioned other diseases like hypertension, diabetes, aside from or connected to renal diseases. So how are these connected to each other? Which comes first? No, so does it mean that at least based on the history and the experience that we had working in a dialysis center, are patients with renal diseases would they normally have diabetes or hypertension? Is that a combination, or can you get kidney disease separately, independently of these other diseases, so that at least our batchmates would have an idea if they need to watch out for their kidneys as well, if they're already taking hypertension meds or diabetes meds. Yeah, what can you say about that?
Based on the patients that I have had, usually it's totally not single. I mean, not only diabetic but also with hypertension. It always combined, and then at the same time with heart problem. So more on the major organs that you will have experienced if you have a disease. And also, if you have hypertension solely, yes, it can also lead to kidney disease. If you have an arthritis and you're abusing pain reliever, pain meds, usually we try to tell our residents or some patients, I mean, like, hey, if you can bear the pain, bear it. Don't right away ask for pain meds right away, because pain meds, like we usually abuse ibuprofen or acetaminophen because we feel pain, Celebrex Bacaron, diba? Okay, usually that's the thing that can get our pain away right away. But we don't know that in the long term, it can diffuse or can kill your kidneys. So be very careful also. If you have high uric acid, it's one. And some also are based on the medications itself that can cause renal disease. Yeah.
Got it. Thanks, Jan. Tol?
With Jenny's statement, no, sharing, it really pays what you eat. Are we feeding
Yes.
sugar to our diabetes? Are we feeding salty food to our kidney? And how are we taking care of our heart? Because it's all intertwined. So let's be
Yes.
healthy. That's a reminder. It's a good reminder to each one of us.
That's right,
If
Tol.
yeah.
Yep. Jan, I also wanted to ask, no, to add to that question. At our age, of course, we're already in the 40s. No, we've entered our 40s already. Is our age also, a factor in having these types of diseases? Is age a factor to having healthy kidneys, or as we age, possible jud na ang kidneys nato mag-deteriorate lang po siya on its own? So how does it work?
Well, as we age, sometimes it's based on a lifestyle, the food that we eat, like I've said, and then if you were when you were young, also it also counts. Like, are you alcoholic or smoker, or when you were still young, you really love to eat salty foods or sweet? It really phase out stage by stage that you might not know because we're still healthy. But when you get at the age of 40, it will start that your immune system is getting low.
Jan,
So yeah,
naabay effect ang kanang history, like for example, you have relatives
family
that-
history. Yes,
Yes.
family history. Number one also is a risk factor to have diseases in your family. If you have a hypertensive, if you're inclined with a hypertensive family or a diabetic, yes, you will inherit that one. You will inherit, especially
Okay.
cancer.
So really, no, Tol, I'm learning a lot from what Janice explained to us, na lifestyle plus family history, and then number one yun, no, ang lifestyle na to, atong mga habits, eating habits.
Yes.
Yes.
Stress, Jan. How about stress? Because kita magud karon na mga, we are very career oriented. I would say ang ato ang generation bitaw tong batch. We're very career oriented. Even if we have a family, we're raising a family, most of us maintain a career. So how does
Yes.
stress relate to, maintaining healthy kidneys and overall wellness and good health? Unsa ang imuhang maika hatag na murag insights on that?
Of course, stress is really a number one culprit where all diseases comes from. Because if you're stressed, you want to eat a lot. If you're stressed, your feelings, your emotions are down. Sometimes it affects your whole body as a totally well-being. If you happen to observe like your hair loss, falling hair a lot, and then if you feel something in your stomach, in your abdomen, tanan, affected tanan, you just take it too lightly. But yeah, your body will tell you, yes, I'm not doing good, but you just take it lightly because we really think about work because we want to earn. But we don't know that at the end of the day, it's still our body, our capital. This is our capital. We cannot, you can tell like, hey, I have a lot of money, but I can afford. Yeah, you can afford, but can imagine ending gihapon ba? May consequences sa tanan.
Right.
So in as much as possible, take good care of yourself. Me, I'm also guilty about it, to be honest. So even if I'm in a healthcare, sometimes if you're stressed, you tend to eat a lot, you tend to, to do anything that's not related to health to a good health. Ano lang dyan.
Okay.
So yeah.
Siguro, Tol, let's ask Janice for her mga final advice for our batchmates, no? Jan, ako ang i-request sa imo is, how would you encourage our batchmates na dili na sila mahadlok, dili na ta dapat mahadlok, no, to get ourselves checked, ana, because like what you've mentioned earlier, we should not be in the denial stage anymore. So, how would you please encourage our batchmates
Okay.
to take care of their health more? And what are the specific things that they should do on a year-to-year basis, at least based sa imuhang na-experience sa imong trabaho here in the Philippines and dinha, that if ginabuhat lang nato na, then we could possibly avoid, this health problems in the future. Go ahead, Jan.
Okay. Okay, we're on our 40s, so let's have annual checkups. Ang annual checkups, kabalo na ang doktor ana sa hospital na unsa mga dapat buhaton. Pero kung hadlok ka, maski na lang CBC, cholesterol, lipid profile, HbA1c, kanang sa mga sugars, pwede man ka mangutana anak kung na bakay problem. Kung naadjud kay unusual na wala nimo na experience when you were young, pero pag at the age of 40 mo nagadugo lagi ko, sakit lagi akong balakang, kana pa lang ask your doctor if you can't kay naiuban, wala lagi ko kwarta, excuses. Naaman tay government na hospital that you can relate to or you can go to. Ayaw kaulaw kung in as much as possible kay namagod tay mga thinking sa mga Pinoy na the more dili na lang ko magpa-check up, the more ko magpa-check up, the more ko mamatay. Mali na siya na thinking. Dan maingon sila gasto-gasto ra na, dili bay. If you really love your family, if you're thinking about your family or the family around you, you need to take care of yourself. You need to take consideration na I have to see a doctor. You should not be afraid. And kana yun, number one, denial. Pag hibawaan na gani ang sakit, dili na kwan, okay naman ko. I don't feel anything at all. Pero in the long run, you will suffer as well as your family, especially financial. Number one, good na. So, just take good care of yourself and have a checkup annually. Okay, 40s na ta.
Thank you, Jan. Tol, any last questions for Janice?
I'd like to pick up the message of Janice. If you love your family, listen to your body. So
yes, Tol.
Denial, we are at this stage of our age na new things are improving. No, you eat healthy sa environment, sa physically. So it's a good advice, Jan, and I'm learning a lot from you. No, it's really maka-resonate na ko kay at pati yun, nanay kita sa na stage, undeniably, nanay kita sa critical na yun na ato ang sitwasyon sa karon. And I think, kinahanglan, listening sa imuha, John, the best factor is also to take enough sleep. No? So, that's what I picked up yun sa imuha, and I'll take care of my body from now on. Thank you, John.
Guilty gap.
John, thank you so much sa imuhang na-impart na mga insights sa amuha about health, taking care of our health, and especially sa ato ang mga female women na batchmates and also our fellow Marian alumni, because very important yun ni na ma-discuss nato out in the open ba ang kanang dialysis, kidney problems, kay murag dili kaayo nato na siya maistoryahan. Yes, Jan, kay mga lastly things. Sige, go ahead.
Tama di ay. If you happen na naamoy sakit, it's better to research about it. Makita naman na siya sa Google tanan. Kung dili ninyong masabtan na ako, I'm open na i-chat lang ko ninyo, pero dili gid ko ingon na permit ko makatubag, pero I can help. For any referrals na unsa ni siya ana. I can help.
Thank you so much, Jan. We really, really appreciate that. And I'm sure our batchmates appreciate that as well. So, we hope that you are also taking care of yourself din ha. Ayaw kaayo gyud pasobra po. Kaya aron balance, di ba? Isikag yun kaganina, nag-guilty po ka. So,
Guilty ko.
so, we're praying for you always. You're in our
Thank you,
prayers. Please take care. And any message for our batchmates, atong mga classmates? Sige, go.
Unta magkita-kita ta.
Lagi, uwi karong September. Sige lang dyan, we'll make sure that you will be able to join us sa atong mga activities sa atong alumni homecoming. Dili physically, but we'll definitely invite you, include you sa atong mga activities hapon. Maski online.
Thank you kaayo sa opportunity to have this talk.
Thank you, Jan.
Actually, I really appreciate
Thank you so much. We also appreciate your time and ang pag-share nimo. Thank you so much. Tol, thank you. So, kita-kita tagbalik.
Yes.
Thank you.
Last note
Thank
na,
you.
huwag magtanong. Huwag mahiyang magtanong.
Correct.
Yes.
Huwag mahiyang magtanong. Thanks, guys. Salamat kayo dyan.
Thanks.